and we have a two-part workout today. Part one is going to be a 12-minute AMRAP of a movement we don't do very often, but plate ground to overhead and tuck-ups. Each round will finish with a set of 30 double unders. So for the first two movements, it's going to go up by 5 reps. Start with 5, then 10, 15, and so on until you can't make it. So the movement, the plate ground overhead with the plate, for guys 45, women 25 is the general prescribed way here. This is kind of like a power snatch. It resembles a little bit of kind of the finish of a devil's press, if you know that. So you're basically going to touch the front end of the dumbbell, you're going to swing and push it up overhead. So you bring it back down, touch. Okay, and notice where I touch at the bottom. It's between my feet. If it's out in front of me, that's going to put more stress on my low back. It makes it feel heavier, okay? And I want to initiate the movement. I got a flat back. I initiate by driving my hips up, keep it close to me, and then press it overhead, okay? So down and up, a little bit of grip on there, right? Because these plates are a little fat. So that's movement one. Movement two is the tuck up. Again, we do the tuck up more commonly as a substitute for the toes to bar, but this is a great movement to develop hip flexor and core strength. And so when you do it, really focus on keeping good position. Main thing is that holding that hollow position at the bottom. We don't want to be extended with our hands and feet on the floor and that low back arched out, okay? You want to try to maintain tension in the core the entire time. At the top, I should only be sitting on my butt, okay? I don't want to end up like this. It's not a crunch position, okay? So really focus on, I think, about initiating with the shoulder slightly before the feet, okay? And so at the top, again, I have this nice balanced position, keeping tension throughout. A way to scale this is to keep your arms at your side. This is less weight for the core. If your arms are overhead, it has a tendency to pull the ribs up. So this will allow you to stay tighter, and you can tuck from here. You could even hold on to underneath your legs if you need, okay? So again, trying to do these in an unbroken quality sets. After each set of these two, every round will be 30 double unders. So reminder for the double unders, focus on the chest tall. Start with learning singles. Nice steady singles. If you do singles too fast, it's hard to convert that into a double under, okay? So I've been noticing this a lot. People that are doing singles, they go really, really fast, but the pacing of a double under is slower. So take a look at how fast I do doubles, right? So think about doing singles at a similar pace, slower, and then try to work in a double if you've never tried that, okay? So we always recommend if you can even do one double, practice, all right? So do less reps and you'll start to get better as you go, not always just doing singles, okay? So that is our first 12-minute AMRAP. You're gonna get a 5-minute rest, and let's talk about part two. All right, so we got some fun strongman style conditioning, 3 movements for 6 rounds. We're gonna do 50-foot sandbag carry, then a 100-foot sled push, and a 100-foot farmer's carry, all right? 6 rounds through that. So let's talk about it. The sandbag, or maybe you're using a D-ball, is going to be heavy, right? So the challenge is first to pick it up. So when you pick these up, particularly the sandbag, you can kind of rock it back and forth to make sure you get your hands underneath it. If it's really heavy, what you're going to do is basically do a deadlift up to your knees, up to your thighs, okay? And from here, I pull it to my chest, and I wrap my hands around. I'm going to grab my other arm, okay? As I stand up, I keep it against my chest, nice and high, and then I'm going to walk, okay? Where you actually might surprise you where you feel this is your hamstrings. As you step forward, you're kind of pulling yourself along, right? So very hard to breathe, all right? 50 feet for that. From there, we're going to go to a 100-foot sled push. So again, sled push, if it's light, you can keep your arms straight. And you're going to drive through. You can even sprint if you want, depending how your legs are feeling, but probably a pretty steady pace. And if it's heavy, or you prefer, you can bring your arms, your shoulders close, arms bent, and again, driving through for that sled push. The last part is going to be a farmer's carry. So farmer's carry, I always remind people, does not have to just be a walk. You can shuffle your feet, right, because your grip will be a limiting factor. So you stand up and then just try to move as quick as you can. Take short rests because your grip's going to start failing and you're going to need your grip on the sandbag as well. But that's it. Have fun with this one, guys. Again, challenge yourself with the weight. Move through it 6 rounds. That's our conditioning for today. We'll see you guys next week.